Salutations, dreamers. Oh, thank you so much for joining us or rejoining us here at the Mystic Escape. I am your host, Dion Mystique, amateur writer and member of Team Mystic Storm. And today, I'm going to be presenting you with the fourth and fifth parts of Chapter 4 of Synced Volume 1, entitled The Crowned Princess. Actually, I want to start with an apology. For the past 2 days, I've had engagements that I need to tend to in the evening time, so I wasn't able to really post anything, and I've been kind of worn out. So, yeah, I apologize for that, but I'm here, and still available. Now, next thing I'm going to do is actually thank the subscribers that we have on behalf of Team Mr. Storm. Thank you so much, our dreamers and our honorary Stormies. Thank you so much. We love you so much. In the past day and a half, I think we had 2 more subscribers to add on, so I believe we have 15 now, which is I'm glad the community is expanding. And also on my FictionPress account, I have a new subscriber. Thank you so much. I was informed of that this morning, so it was something nice to wake up to. So thank you very much. First thing I'm going to do today is give our condolences to the loved ones, family, friends, loved ones of the late founding member and guitarist of the Eagles, Glenn Frey, who died at 67 from rheumatoid arthritis, acute ulcerative colitis, and pneumonia. That was very sad. He's been suffering since November with these conditions, and it just got worse. So to anyone who's a fan of the Eagles, you know, as well as myself, big hugs, big loves to these his survivors. Big hugs, big loves. Our hearts go out to you in your time of grief, and we're going to take out just a few seconds to honor the memory of all the people that have passed away at the beginning of this year, starting right now. Alright, we're back. It was just a little bit of an extended moment of silence, but you know, it's starting to become heavy. There's so many people passing away from illnesses so rapidly and without rest. Recently, a member, one of our Stormies, had someone pass away that was very close to the family, and my condolences go out to this Stormy and everyone in our group, as well as people that we know that has lost someone very dear this year, as well as our dreamers listening to this right now. So, goodness, without further delay, I just, oh goodness. Oh, the feels, y'all. It's just so overwhelming after a while, you know. Especially if you have a heart as big as mine, because I just care for people and myself. I'm probably one of the most selfless people that you can speak to. So when someone else is hurting, you know, I feel it, and I share that pain. Even if it gives me a headache, because one of the things that we want to know as people is that we have someone out there that actually, you know, gives a damn. You know, not just like, oh, I could do bad by myself. You know, actually, you really can't. See, the thing is, you may be able to do quote unquote bad by yourself, but you could do a whole lot worse when you're alone. I'll tell you that right now. Because even when you're by yourself, you still have people in your life. They may be watching you from the shadows. They may be praying for you from afar. So even though you say you're independent, really you're not. It's when you truly make yourself alone and by yourself is when you realize what suffering is, and that is why me personally, I just open my heart to people, even if they treat me like crap. And I will still give them, my ups and not my downs, even if it may come off in extremely sarcastic way or a bit strong. I'm still showing you kindness. Uh, so hey, that's just something about Dion. So that's why I always say it's about love here. Sometimes you got to be harsh to people to help them grow as individuals. You know what I'm saying? So hey. All right, what we're gonna do is we're going to jump right into part 4, which is going to start reintroducing the bit of the action here. And it's also going to follow up with Denise. So, especially considering this chapter itself is somewhat following her and the people in her life. So, yeah, here we go. My apologies. Before we do this, we're going to take out a few seconds so you can, kind of settle down, prep up, get yourself a munchy, sippy, smoky, whatever you do, and get back to us. Like I said before, it's all about love here with us at Team Mystic Storm. So we're going to take out at least 10 seconds for us, but if you need to pause it even longer, do so. And we're going to do that in 3, 2, 1. Pause it. And we're back. All right, here we go. The inspiration for the seamstress' current project has its origins, as do most works of art. These origins lead us back to Warwind City, where the innocent Denise is currently a few minutes away from her mother's place of occupation, the Hexagon. An adventurous girl at heart, Denise took a bit of a detour to take in some sights she's never seen before. These southern parts of the city, which are presently busy with automotive and pedestrian traffic. Normally this part of the city is quiet, but due to the current global crisis, people have become restless. That is because, in the moments that have passed, the country's chief of security issued a statement to the masses. All citizens must either remain indoors or evacuate their homes for more safer locations. This statement is due to reports of arson and other extremist feats, all bringing detriment to families countrywide. Oh boy, everyone seems like they're in a hurry. I wonder what for? As you can probably already tell, Denise hasn't been informed due to her not checking her cellular phone for updates. Due to this lack of information, she continues onward to the Hexagon, her heart light with mirth. Along the way, she hums a cheerful tune to herself to pass the time. Down the streets I go, to see mom and have fun, Idiot. Don't you have eyes in your head? Denise is halted in her tracks by the sound of a disagreement between two grown-ups in an alley just up ahead. Her thirst for knowledge triggers a stealthier side to her, as the girl creeps up to the corner to eavesdrop on their conversation. You saw the news, didn't you? Every big house in the world is hunting us down. At this rate, those stinking suits are going to ruin everything. Yeah, I know. You know, but you're calm about it? What the hell is wrong with you? Shut up, loudmouth, before you alert a passerby. Even from our dimensional confines, disposables on the other side can still hear us. Somewhat. Denise can't believe what she's hearing. Two men speaking so cruelly about others, deeming them as disposable. She doesn't understand anything, which piques her interest, unless she retains her position to get more of an earful. The Grand Master ordered us to monitor the battles here. Make sure they turn out well. A man donning what appears to be a golden regalia says, his armor gleaming in scattered light. His presence is like an earthbound gem bathed in a sunlit majesty, one so brilliant that Denise can see phantoms of his light churling past the corner. We're also in the parameters of the Crane Knight, the former ace of the Honest Brotherhood. Someone who must die. The man sees with inner eyes that become more apparent with every fleeting second. I have trained for this one chance, climbing the ranks just to get a shot at that heartless witch, the Gold Knight that killed my parents. The Crane Knight killed your parents? His acquaintance, a fellow knight donning regalia of similar class, awes at how deeply his rage delves. His fists shake with murderous intent that threatens to explode at any given moment. Well, if we happen to cross her path, we're both Gold Knights, so we'll stand a chance against her. The insecurity in the fellow knight's voice serves little purpose other than solidifying a false sense of confidence. This level of security is trivial at best, but does remind his comrade of his allegiance. She shouldn't be too hard to defeat after all, especially since she's in LIA these days. The fellow knight giggles, folding his arms with upbeat character. No longer in action. My type of game. Know what I mean? Besides Alola, who better to take out the legendary Crane Knight than the toughest nails, name-taking, bone-breaking golden pheasant knight? There you go, kissing my ass again, Rio. And please, don't demerit yourself on my account. You, the Cobra Knight, whose fists brought ruin to countless Brotherhood Knights in every reality. Judging from the depth of emotion in his voice, Alola values Rio more than his words confess. Things such as honor, esteem, admiration, and the aforesaid value are shown with more than words alone. One's actions say leagues more, though this, of course, should be common sense to us all. Even a child can understand this, especially unique subjects like Denise. In silence, she absorbs what she's hearing, but ironically, the talking has stopped. Not a single sound, besides the passing city life. Silence is, as many should know, very deceptive. You never know who or what could be lurking about. Did you get an earful, little girl? This can be said exceptionally about Purgatorio, where many wonders unfold by the second. Dani senses him standing near her, the golden pheasant knight, Alola, his smile piercing through her like coupled crossbow bolts. And she turns her head, an icy sensation comes upon her. A feeling like the claws of death creeping upon her little frame. You know, I hate kids, especially ones that stick their noses where they don't belong, Alola declares, freezing Denise where she stands, his casual stare changing to a glare of the fiercest caliber. Since you're wondering about Purgatorio, you're obviously no ordinary brat. You've got knight in your blood just like us. And we don't know you, so you're a threat. Rio takes his place at Alola's side, placing a restraining hand on his shoulder in support of something Alola almost forgot. Remember the code, idiot? Or did you forget? No clipping rookies, especially kids like them or not. Don't you see it, Rio? Those eyes. Alola's words turn Rio to the ocean of Denise's eyes. Hazel beauties with slight glints of light encircling them. He recognizes them, but despite this, Rio isn't moved by her eyes. I can tell you're not taking this kid seriously, Rio. Alola smirks, humored by his comrade's favoritism towards children. Whoever this kid is, she has an artifact inside of her. And you know how valuable those things are. especially one this precious. Alola, don't be a douchebag. You'll shame the order if you do. Are you kidding me, Rio? This kid would not only get us promoted, she'd ensure us a chair in the higher ups. Seriously, do you want to pick up scraps all your life? So you gracefully demerit us, proposition our rank, rearrange everything you said, and splatter your leftover arrogance on me? Even as your peer, Alola, I have enough autonomy to chastise you for your crimes. Rio's reaction is almost paralyzing, especially since he's far more experienced as a knight than Alola. In a singles contest, he would undoubtedly be defeated. Their disagreement gives Daenerys the time to escape, which she does without a second thought. Alola motions towards her, but Rio holds him back single-handedly. Stop! Let her go. Why, you... What the fuck is wrong with you, Rio? The Golden Pheasant Knight snarls, beside himself with bloodlust befitting a psychotic killer. Rio smiles at Alola's emotions, realizing how poorly delivered they are. As a Knight of the Order, Alola is fully aware of the tenets that maintain the secrecy of their endeavors. One of them is this: a knight must never involve common folk in their pursuit for peace, unless sanctioned by a higher authority. Doing so would only endanger the balance of reality and end all before the desired time. Their goal, no matter how reckless, would be completely jeopardized. Listen, I know you're all about following rules and being a good guy, but I'm nothing like that, Alola explains, awakening some manner of interest in Rio. I take my chances when I get them, and to reap the rewards of doing so. That's how I made it this far in the Order. If I see something of value, I play fetch for our masters. Hell, they never seem to have a problem with that. So, hurting some kid is the lowest thing on my list of deeds. You're lying. Poorly, might I add. The Cobra Helidome is, as one can tell, a very special one. Its existence enables perception, much like that of one who carries an artifact. Otherworldly treasures that take refuge within a host, in order to maintain their brilliance through a process called life force coupling. Despite its difference to the said object, the Cobra Helidome coils itself around its host's life force and blesses them with unique abilities. In his years of experience, Rio refined these abilities to incredible lengths, thus making him worthy of donning a golden regalia. His accurate reading of Alola's motives is only a small portion of his power, not even close to 1% of usage. It seems power has done nothing but corrupt you. Your ambitions, they've become like that of a traumatized beast. Rio smiles, his words becoming all the more damaging to Alola. His body feels as if it's threatening to freeze completely at the sound of Rio's scolding. Honestly, old friend, I never liked you. I could always see it in your eyes. You never meant well for anyone but yourself. You put on a mask in front of your superiors and another in front of your peers, playing your cards right to get ahead of where you really need to be. At the very bottom. Hell, I'm surprised your throat hasn't soured with all the sucking up you've done. Too bad I've been ordered to silence you, to silence your shenanigans for good. Silence me? Rio, what are you? Alola looks over his shoulder into the coldness of Rio's eyes, his body becoming like that of an ice block in the midst of a winter storm. He suddenly senses something deafening, the agonizing sensation of sharp instruments digging into his shoulder blade. His insides contrasting the freezing of his outer shell. It burns to intensities that would be considered humanly impossible to withstand for a normal man. Damn, you poisoned me. Ah! Alola falls to his knees, Rio's venom having spread through most of his body. In the moments following a seemingly supportive gesture. You see, when Rio placed his hand on Alola's shoulder to stop him from harming Denise, he imbued him with a numbing dosage of fireflies that made his follow-up untraceable. With patience and precision, Rio manifested the cobra's fangs as golden claws upon his fingers and lethally poisoned him with a single prick. The smallest dosage of the cobra's venom is enough to render one immobile. Another slowly destroys all known senses and causes one to suffer mind-shattering hallucinations. A third dosage will instantly kill the cobra's victim. Why? What if I... Rio, please, don't do this. Interesting. You abandon your scruples when in your comfort zone, then reclaim them when you're on the verge of death. My, aren't you easy to influence? Your inconsistency is almost entertaining, you drunken, self-righteous court jester. Rio leaves his hand from Alola's shoulder, tainted blood dripping from his claws. The sickest pleasure does he get from observing Alola's suffering, satisfying an itch that only violence can tame. In the thread of most traditional nights, Rio maintains an unbiased view of every reality that parallels his enemies. The cobra strengthens his perception and overall viewpoints to a high degree, giving him intelligence that easily outclasses even the most seasoned scholar. I will deal with the Crane Knight in your stead. Rio smiles as he turns and leaves Alola to his final moments. Only seconds later does his poisoned mind succumb to Rio's venom and accept the darkness of death. Farewell, Golden Pheasant Knight. No matter the reality, you are no longer needed in the Order. Remember that in your next life, old friend. And that is it for the part 4 of chapter 4. I did not want to cover 4 and 5 in the same video. Like I would say, I don't want the videos to be too long. So I'm going to end it here. RCS, please. My dreamers and my Stormies, if you're out there. I'm going to do a little bit of editing, and I'll get back to you with these next 2 videos. I'm going to cover the next one in a couple of minutes after I finish uploading it to our YouTube page. Hopefully all of you enjoy these videos. I will be posting uploading chapter 5 within the week as well, so look forward to that. Please. Alright, until we meet again, which won't be too long, remember, be free, be open-minded, and love each other. Blessings.